One of the questions that I recommend you ask in all of your interviews is understanding what the career path or the career trajectory looks like for someone coming into your role. Hi there, my name is Kelly DeHart, and I'm excited to talk with you today about 3 tips for helping you to manage your early stage career. I am the SVP of Sales and Account Management at Gainsight, and a lot of what I'm going to share today comes from different techniques and best practices that I have found helpful in my own sort of career path and career trajectory. So tip number 1 is go where there is growth. So what I mean by that is you have a lot of kind of choices when you're deciding the type of company and the type of role that you want to take on. And one of the questions that I recommend you ask in all of your interviews is understanding what the career path or the career trajectory looks like for someone coming into your role. You will find that some companies have done a very good job of building the career path and sort of requirements for getting from one step to another. I often see that people select companies based on maybe just comp, right? A pure comp comparison between company A and company B. But what you can lose sight of in that, maybe you start off a little bit lower, but your earning potential grows pretty significantly as you take those next steps in your career. Maybe another company gives you more opportunity to do that. So definitely recommend that you consider that, going where there is growth and evaluating that when you're selecting a role. So the next tip that I have for you is take the initiative to identify improvements and make recommendations to improve the status quo. When you are entering a company and you are being onboarded, you are learning the team, processes, and workflows, you have these kind of fresh eyes, as I like to say, for what types of gaps or kinks might exist in the system that could be fixed and optimized. And basically make recommendations maybe after 30 days in the role, 60, and say, hey, here are some of the things that I've seen. Maybe we could tweak to make more impactful for future new hires. Here's some recommendations I have on how we might do that. Or maybe I recognize that there's a process that's not been documented and I wanted to volunteer to help do that so that we can benefit from that as a team. And I know that for myself, when I have new employees starting that do those types of things, it really kind of helps them jump out in my eyes and have that point of view that there's kind of a lot more that they could be contributing. So the third tip that I have for you today is to maintain a broad view of your career options versus just kind of setting your sights on one linear path. Obviously, we are talking to a lot of people that are early stage in their career. Some people know that they definitely want to be in sales for their entire career or customer success or so on. But many people just want sort of an entry point and to try and learn kind of the ways of a business, and they may want to kind of course correct and change into different parts of the organization. And I definitely support people thinking about things from that lens. And so here's a few things that I would suggest in line with that. Number 1, when you started a company, try to build bridges and cross-functional alignment with team members that you kind of cross paths with. So maybe if you're in sales, you're aligning with folks in marketing or folks within customer success. You can build empathy with folks in those parts of the organization, but also so you can learn what are those team members doing and is that something that you might be interested in moving into over time. The more breadth of experience you have across an organization can ultimately make you more valuable at a leadership level over time. Thank you for taking the time to listen to these top tips with me today. Hopefully they've given you some great ideas in terms of kind of very tangible things you can be doing as you pursue your next opportunities and ultimately pursue growth within them. So best of luck to you all. Thanks, everyone.